It's the Big Rich Live on the Mic radio show on YouTube every Wednesday and Saturday evening, and we don't miss a beat.
Oh my God. Shut the front door. What?
We keep it real. We keep it simple. Remember to like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah. Big Rich live on the Mic radio show. Big Rich here once again for the Hump Day show. Welcome everybody. I bid you greetings, and I hope that everything worked out for you. Half the week is over. We bigger and better and back in the building, trying to make it do what it do. And I welcome you. I first want to say that we recently gone over 1,500 subscribers, and I am ecstatic. For all those who was down with the cause from the giddy up, peace, thank you. And the people who just joined, sticking their head in, saying hi, seeing what the heck's going on, I say welcome. And thanks for tuning into the show. Like I said, Big Rich live on the Mic radio show here on YouTube every Wednesday and Saturday evening. We try to chop it up with the family, talk about different subjects, and basically I just go with you guys and gals questions, and we go from there. Remember, do me this favor if you can. Share this to your social media platforms, to either your Twitter or Facebook or both. Each one teach one. That's what we roll here. That's how we got to 1,500 subscribers. We're trying to, by the end of the summer, double that to 3,000, and then we just hungry. Okay, so I appreciate that. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if you don't. Over here, hit the subscribe button. And also, if you want to get down and let us know, because not only do we have the Big Rich Live on the Mic radio show, we also have What's the Real Deal on Friday night, and we also have the Big Rich movie reviews on Monday evenings. So you can hit that notification bell. So every time we upload something, you'll get it. So you'll get it straight off rip, and you can get it while it's hot. So if you can do that for me, I appreciate it. Also, remember, we are sold out of our shirts. The black ones, the blue ones, we're sold out. We still taking pre-orders. If you go to our website at www.bigrichlivonthemic.com, or you can send inquiries to bigrichlivonthemic@gmail.com. Hit us up. Let us know what you're looking for, what colors. We're going to probably try to do it that way instead of stocking all the colors. Because let's just say I get 20 black ones, 20 blue ones, 20 yellow ones, 20 red ones. People don't want yellow. Well, then I'm stuck with those. So we're not going to really do that. But we're going to see if we get it on and popping like I want to, then we might do that. People have been asking about visors. They've asked about hats. We're going to do both of those. Asked about other sayings and stuff like that, phrases, proverbs, that type of stuff that I'll be dropping on this show, or I'll be hearing going back and forth with Twitter. We definitely going to be doing that in the future. We're going to be rolling, you know what I'm saying? So we try not to put the court. We're trying not to put the cart before the horse. We're trying to take this slow. We building ever so slowly. We taking baby steps, you know what I'm saying? This is not even a year in. Remember, we didn't start this channel until September of last year. So we 6-7 months in, 8 months the most, so we babies here. So we definitely talk. So I definitely hear what you guys are talking about. I'm with you guys and gals. I appreciate all the support. We're going to do that. Remember, a large portion of the proceeds will go to cancer research. Anybody who don't know me should know that I've had 2 types of cancer in my life. Just finished fighting the battle with colon cancer, started last year. I'm now cancer free, but I still got to deal with that for the rest of my life. They were there, the American Cancer Association, and Florida Health and Orlando Health. Sorry, not Florida, Orlando Health and stuff like that. They've been with me every step of the way, and I'm going to do what I can to help them out to basically get somebody to come up off of the cure, because don't think that people don't have the cure for cancer some damn where. We done sent probes to every planet in this dang on solar system. Do not get it twisted. I'm not stupid. You're not stupid. We need to just take the blinders off and, force people to come to bear. So I got two subjects, or really two questions, that I think at least 4 or 5 people had hit me on both of them. And we'll talk about those. And then at the end of the show, we'll talk about what's going on with YouTube and advertising dollars and stuff like that. The first thing we're going to talk about is our state attorney for Orange County and Orange and Osceola County. The first African-American state attorney, Aramis Ayala. Earlier this month, she wouldn't seek the death penalty for a man charged with slaying his ex-girlfriend, who was pregnant at the time, and a police officer. After her announcement, the Republican governor, Rick Scott, removed her from the case and appointed a new prosecutor. This was 2 weeks ago, Friday coming up, okay? Her reasoning for this was saying that she did not see where having a death penalty deterred anybody from committing these heinous crimes, and that it cost the taxpayers so much money, and it goes on and on and on. So my first question would be, okay, well, how much money does it cost if and when people like him get life without parole? Them tax dollars for the rest of this fool's life. This fool is in his 30s. You know what I'm saying? I mean, really? What's the difference? 6 in one hand, half of a dozen in another. And majority of people who are on death row, I don't know if it's 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, they get put to death. So you say, okay, we got to peel and go through all of this bull crap for 20 years, but this person gonna get justice at the end. Or this person can live 60 years, and then my tax dollars got to be feeding his pump behind for 60 years. Really? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. There's no consistency in that argument. And I'm saying, lady, you in the Deep South. You are the first African-American state attorney. Why in the hell would you think in the Deep South that you can then, after not running on it, after it not being part of your campaign, after not stressing that this is what you wanted to do, you wait till after you are elected, then you want to pull this bullshit? Really? I mean, I am someone who is an advocate, not for the justice system. I think the justice system is completely broken. I've said this before. Justice, the law, might be blind, but the people who administer it is not. That's why you have African Americans, 13% of this nation, almost 50%, in some states, more than 50% of the incarcerated people. You can't tell me that 13% of the people is committing 50% of the crimes. All the crimes. That's bullshit. It really is. It's bullshit. So we know the law ain't blind. So I understand if that's something that you run on and you say, look, I'm not going to go for capital cases. I'm not going to go for capital punishment because of this, that, and the third. I feel that there are people who are serving on death row or people who are serving life without the possibility of parole who are actually innocent. So until we come up with a better way that we can prove to them, prove 100% that these people are guilty, I'm not going to administer or seek the death penalty. That is something that you run on. That is not something that you drop up after you already get elected. I voted for this woman, so I feel duped. And again, let me do all disclosure. Again, I always say people who know me know this, but people who don't know me, I recently retired from the Orlando Police Department. I was a Orlando police officer for 23 years. Last November, I retired. So I still have a stake, if you will, a not a commitment, but my heart is still there. Okay. 23 years, I chased the bad guy, put the bad guy away, saved people, you know what I'm saying, changed people's life for the positive for 23 years with them fellow brothers and sister officers. When it comes to Deborah Clayton, I knew her personally. I was her first phase training officer. That means after she got out of the academy, after she got assigned to her training coordinator, it was me. Then it was me. Okay, so she was in my car for 34 days. Midnights, we got to know each other. I trained her. Then during her training, I got promoted. It's like a cross move, but it's pretty much a promotion. And I was now the training coordinator. And then she fell up under me. Again, I was the one who released her to the street. So yes, I have a horse in this race. However, this has nothing to do with if I knew that person or not. Markeith Lloyd was alleged to go to his ex-girlfriend's house where her mother, her brother, and I don't know if it was another son or it was her younger brother were there. They get to arguing out in front of the house. He shoots her. Now she is allegedly pregnant with their baby. So he shoots and kills her and the baby. Shoots her brother who came out to help her. Pointed the gun at the other little man and her mama. Okay. Then he left. Then when he was doing some shopping in Walmart, he came out. Deborah Clayton came in to effect the arrest or figure out what the heck it was. Deborah knew this fool personally. He shot her. He pulled his gun. He shot her. She shot at him. She missed him. He hit her in the side, around the butt, around the hip, came out the butt, that type of area. She fell. She was incapacitated. He then was on the outside or facing outside to run out. At that time, he could have jumped in his car and held the hauled ass. He doubled back. Now, this is on closed circuit TV. No, I haven't seen it. But again, I said I just retired from the police department. So I know people in the police department who had seen it. And it shows clear day that he then turns around. He comes, he stands over, and he executes her. There are people, whether you believe in capital punishment or not, you have to agree that there are certain people who do not need to be here. Do not need to walk among them. Markeith Lloyd has no positive, has nothing positive to give to anybody in this life. If anybody needs the death penalty, he needs the death penalty. But okay, let's just say, like I said, with her, let's just say that she ran under that platform that she wasn't going to seek the death penalty. Okay, I disagree with you, but you won. I wouldn't have voted for you. Or if you had gave me a more articulable reason why you didn't do it, maybe I would have. Maybe I would have. But you made it there. To me, I feel she lied at worst, omitted at best. Then they ask her, well, don't you think that was something that the people who voted for you should have known before they voted for you? Her arrogant ass. Well, they know now. What the hell does that mean? So basically what you telling me, because I voted for you, what you telling me is bump my vote. You didn't tell me this, and I'm just supposed to suck it up. That's what she's telling me. So I ain't got nothing for you. I got nothing for you at all. And I know she knew what she was doing. It wasn't like you could sit up there and say, well, Rich, maybe she came from a different state, that they didn't have the death penalty, this, that, and the third. No, she was the assistant state's attorney under the last clown, Jess Aston. So she knew what the deal was. She deliberately omitted or deliberately did not say what she wanted to do. And I got a problem with that. So don't come to me asking me for anything. I'm not signing no petition, nothing. I got nothing for you. I can definitely understand if that was the case. But that wasn't the case. She knew. that if she put that out, like I said before earlier, if she put that out or allowed her opponent to know that that's what she wanted to do, especially in the South. And yeah, we're Orlando, in Miami, but you're still in the deep South, just like Atlanta. Atlanta is a northern city surrounded by the South, the deep South, okay? So I'm thinking, okay, well, you want to do what you want to do. You don't want to do what's right. Now, again, if she had that platform that she would abolish the death penalty, she wouldn't pursue the death penalty, and she gave some viable thing. Her thing is there's no, not quoting her, but paraphrasing, there's no study out there that says that having a death penalty deters people from committing crimes. That don't make no damn sense, because what's that? Life without the possibility of parole, true life, don't stop people from doing murder and other crimes like that. That makes no sense. There's no consistency in that argument. None. Is none. And she looks like, again, like I said before, I don't know her, never even seen her, never met her, never said 2 words to her. And I've been in and out of the courthouse for 23 years being in law enforcement. But she's been, if you read her bio, she's very astute, very intelligent. But it seems to be either you oblivious and just stubborn, delusional, or you just surrounded by a bunch of yes men or people who are giving you bad advice, because that is not the fight that you should have tried. Then you want to turn around and you want to, after you capitulated, rolled over, showed your belly to the governor. You had the weekend to think about it. Now you want to come and you want to fight. Do you actually think, let's think about it now. Do you actually think that a Republican conservative state, which Evan flows, but you got to think about it, other than Barack Obama, winning the state, this state is pretty much tipped to Republicans. It's damn near 50-50. But do you think an overall conservative state is going to back you against the governor? Really? Really? You think that the Florida Supreme Court is going to curtail his powers? Really? So basically what you're doing is you have staked your entire reputation, your entire 4 years. You ain't been in the dang gone seat for 4 months. And this is what you're going to stake your time on? Anybody who knows me, I'm in the streets. You know what I'm saying? I support, if somebody's trying to do something for the least of these, for black and brown people, for poor white people, for people who do not have a voice, I support. When I say I'm in the streets, I'm talking. I don't walk in the streets. I'm too old for that. I ain't trying to do all that. I don't be marching for nobody. But because I'm able to, through monetary means to help other people do stuff like that, I'm there. So when something comes up with change.org, or when, Color Change, those organizations, they come up, I'm one of the first 100 people. I'm not even going to say some of the first 50, but I'm in the first 100 that they reach out for donations. They reach out for to sign petitions. And 99.9% of the time, I follow them because they do good work. They sent me a long email, and I wasn't the only person. I'm not trying to say that they're going to they're not going to say, I'm not going to sit up there and say that, I run the organization or I'm this big, but I'm just saying, I'm just talking about for me and my show. I told them, hell no. They sent me this long thing. They asked me, we need money, please sign this petition. Then we need money. They want to raise $25,000 to rent some buses to go up to Tallahassee and march on in the Capitol and basically tell Governor Scott that he shouldn't do what he need to do. I'm like, not no, but hell no. There's no consistency in her argument. There's none. At worst, she lied. At best, she omitted. And again, I am not somebody who is, okay, I want to go for the death penalty, but I do believe I'm one of them cats that there's certain people that that are so evil, who are so bad for this community. I'm not talking about black community, white community. I'm talking about human history. They do not need to walk among us. They need to be put to death. Period. Markeith Lloyd is one of them cats. There is nothing about him that will add anything positive to this human race, period. And he made his bed. He the one who went over there arguing with his baby mama, shot her while she was pregnant with their child, then trying to get away because he was a coward. Not only did he shoot Deborah Clayton, she was on the ground. He could have then ran and got in his car, hauled ass. No, he doubled back and he executed her. He deserves to be put to death. But that's my personal opinion. But I understand if I'm going to be the state attorney of this particular county, and that is that's what the lay of the land is, then if I'm going to go against that, I need to tell them from the get-go, look, I don't go for the death penalty. So, I mean, to be 100, I'm a pretty much leave it there, but to be 100, I don't support her. I'm glad he removed her. And I wouldn't be all shook up if he used his power to remove her from office, because she's a one-hit wonder. I'm telling you, she's a one-hit wonder. And I'm not even going to get into, because when I first thought about it, I was going to get into, I was going to say this analogy to something that happened in New York when I was born. May I would say, I was born in 1968. I lived in New York till 1986 when I graduated and I went into the Air Force, right? Most of my time that I was able to know things, Edward Koch was our mayor. I think he was like 5 or 6 terms, just unprecedented terms, right? And then you had this upstart African-American brother named David Dinkins. He came in with the change platform. They was getting tired of Koch and his cronies, and he won by a significant margin. That man got in, turned his back on everybody who got him in there trying to appease people who would never like you in the first place, similar to Barack Obama. And he then turned off the people who had got him there because they felt betrayed. And the people who didn't want him in there, they wasn't never going to get with him from the get-go. And he was a one-hit wonder. And I want to say that Rudy Giuliani beat him in the landslide, okay? There has not been an African-American or a person of color, the mayor of New York, since then. This type of crap right here is going to make sure there's never, or not never, that there will be a long time coming for another black and brown person. It's just stupid. It's just idiotic. It really is. Like I said, and I'll say it again and I'll leave it. If that's your platform and that's what you wanted to go for and you went through that, you put it in your flyers, on your commercials, you debated that and you won, God bless you. I don't particularly think that anything should be unilateral. I don't think that you should ever say, well, I'm never going to do this, because you never know what happens. But that wasn't the case. So, hey, she on her own on this. Y'all want to support her, have at it. Big Rich ain't got nothing for her. Second thing we're going to talk about is Mayor Catherine Pugh. She is a Democratic, another African-American sister, who's a Democrat, and she was voted in basically in the landslide, if you really want to say it, in Baltimore City this November, right, when she took over in January. And during her campaign, she was asked, would she support a $15 minimum wage? Oh yes. Well, she got into office. She didn't even have to do anything. The city council, made up of 15 members, right? She was able to get It was 11-3. Sorry, I don't know what happened to the other one because 11-3 is only 14. So I don't know. Maybe the person wasn't there, or maybe they abstained or whatever. 11-3 for the height, and the height was okay. We in 2017. You have till 2022 to be up to 15. So you can slowly, gradually, let's just say, I don't even know what the minimum wage is. Let's just say the minimum wage is $8.75. Okay. So this year you jump to 9, next year you jump up to 10, then maybe 10.15, 10.30, that all the way up to 15, right? She vetoes it. Now, according to her, she says, I've spoken to clergy, I've spoken to business people, I've been in college, we prayed on it. People be killing me with this. We prayed on it. Like the Lord, and I'm very spiritual. I'm not religious. I'm very, like the Lord gonna tell you, oh yeah, they need a $15 dollar wage increase, or $15 minimum wage. That's, excuse my French, that's just bullshit. It is. We prayed on it. What do you mean you prayed on it? The fact of the matter is, she said that she spoke to one council person. The council person asked, did you speak to the business owners? I'm like, for what? They don't want to pay minimum wage now. What makes you think that they're going to sit up there and say, oh, yeah. We'll go ahead on and give them, let's just say if it's, I don't know, 8 something, 10, let's just say it's $10. Let's just say it's $10. Okay. I don't think so. We want to give them $5 increments. I mean, it don't make any sense. It don't make any sense. And she want to sit up there and say, okay, well, it will be, this is what they say. Said the Pugh administration estimates that the bill will cost the city $116 million, including the expenses of paying city workers the higher minimum wage. Well, first of all, I'm like, well, does that $116 million, that spreads over the 5 years that you got? Because you got 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Because if you even take the rest of this year out, you still got 5 years. So you got about 5.5, almost 6 years to do this. If you push that through, if that number is for the 6 years, then that's a drop in the bucket. And when is enough enough? When is enough enough? She said around there, oh, well, I didn't agree on a stack of Bibles. So if you had to put your hand on a stack of Bibles, then you would have did it. We need to be better than that. We need to be better. We need to put people in office. I don't care if it's the alderman, from the aldermen, city council, mayors, governors, senators, state congress people, national congress, all the way up to, we need to put people in office who represents the people. The people, not big business. When enough is enough. And I'm like, okay, let's just give her the benefit out of that. She didn't think that she would be held to that standard, or I was really kidding. I was just asking a question. It wasn't like, I really meant it. Well, then in that case, you need to be gone also, because you ain't no damn different than any other politician. And if that's not the case, then why the hell you push out, you get tired of people talking about what the hell they will do. And then when they get in there and they realize they can't do the shit, now it's like, oh, okay, well, I didn't really. Instead of saying, look, I didn't know. I thought I could, but I don't know. This is why I can't do it. They don't do that. They just, no, I'm just not going to do it. And then give you this bullshit. And then you even got some of the city councilmen who voted for it, said that they won't vote. Well, not some of, I just read one, said that he wasn't too sure that he would support a veto proof, whatever you call that, a veto proof revote. Why? You voted for the shit in the first place. That's ridiculous. Somebody got to start somewhere. And that's the thing is there's no unity. There is no unity. You might ask, well, Rich, what do you mean by no unity? What I'm saying is this. If Baltimore says, I want a $15 minimum Standard. That's it. That's the minimum wage, $15. Well, the neighboring city said, nah, we don't have that. So then the stores or companies move from Baltimore City to these neighboring cities, selling the same shit at a different price, but they still selling all of their stuff to Baltimore. So the capitalistic system is lauded because if you play your cards right, and unfortunately it's who you know, what color your skin is, that type of stuff right there, capitalism works for you. But capitalism doesn't work for most Americans, especially the least of these. The fact of the matter is there are plenty studies that show when people make more money, what do? They spend more money. Imagine you have a mother, okay? She working 2 jobs. She makes minimum wage on each job. Let's say minimum wage is $8, $8.50, right? So that means she's working all day, right? 10 hours on one job, 6 hours at the other job, all day long to make what would amount, if you run them concurrently, might amount to $16 an hour, right? Imagine you take that one job and make that one job $15 an hour. Now she doesn't have to work 2 jobs. She can be home with her kids doing their homework. She could take her kids to Chuck E. Cheese, to more than McDonald's. They can go on vacations. All of this takes money. They're not going to sit down as a whole and be like, you know what? I was making $8. Now I'm making $15. I'm just going to hoard the rest of that money. It doesn't work that way. Most of us don't work that way. So that's bullshit. It really is. And I feel that Catherine Pugh lied. And she rolled over on her people, the people who pushed her to get up in there. That's what I feel. And I feel that, again, you have to be in a situation where there are consequences and repercussions to what you do. So if you come and you say something and you don't do what you say, there should be grounds for your removal. Period. Then don't say it. So, it's a roundabout day, and they say that they got a $20 million deficit, $130 million school budget shortfall, new spending obligations associated with Department of Justice, police, consent decree. That's their fault. Because the police ain't shit. That's y'all's fault. That's not the people who need this money. They need this money. And again, if it was something that was effective immediately, then that'd be wrong. I would vote against that. But that's not it. They're giving them almost 6 years to achieve that. And I think it's piss poor. And I think that Ms. Pugh should be a one-term wonder. I really do. I really do. You got to be able to articulate what you're trying to do, and you got to get cross. And you have to be able to say, look, she should have went. And that's my deal. It wasn't like she didn't know that they was voting for this. You bring and said, look, I need y'all to table this for a little while longer. This is what we got going on. How do you throw, and that's my thing, how do you throw your fellow Democrats under the bus? How do you do that? By vetoing a bill that they put on your desk. How do you do that? Again, ain't no art amongst thieves. People need to be held to account. And I don't want this to be, Rich, let's bash, black women, because it's not. It just happens to be that these 2 women are African American. And I feel all of us should be held to a higher standard because we have a whole people. Whether you agree with it or not, whether it's right or wrong, we have a whole people. You the first? You know what I'm saying? In Ayala's case, you the first? You have a responsibility bigger than your own damn self. Pugh, you follow another female, another African American female that was picked apart, and this is the first thing you do? Really? Piss poor. So that's that as far as those 2. We're going to really talk, if you agree, you agree. If not, put your comments down below. Let me know. We can always chop it up. Follow me on Twitter at capital B, capital R, live on the mic, and we could chop it up back and forth and see what we're doing. Or see how we feel differently if we feel differently. But real quick, before the show ends, I want to talk about some of the changes. Everybody's been going crazy on YouTube because the powers that be, the advertising dollars is drying up. People are getting tired of their their advertising dollars, their products is being affiliated with terrorism, with anti-Semitism, racism, that type of stuff. I throw the bullshit flag on the companies, not YouTube. Don't get mad at YouTube. And I'll tell you, I had, actually it was the 50th show. We talked about the terrorists. I think it was the 50th to 51st show. We talked about the white supremacist terrorist who killed the unarmed black man in New York. He come from Baltimore. And then we talked about the South African white guy that went crazy. Well, they demonetized that thing there, saying that it violated. And I'm like, well, what did it violate? I found out that, having the word terrorism, or any type of racial thing, whether it's the N-word or whatever, anything dealing with race, anything dealing with sexual orientation, they are now demonetizing that. So what they're doing is they're going from 0 to 100 because the people are holding these companies to task. Now, what killed me was I don't like Donald Trump, never liked him, never will. I think he's a narcissistic, petulant bigot. But what pissed me off was all during the campaign and all of my videos, when you came up into my videos, it was his damn commercial. It pissed me off something to no end. I went to YouTube and they was like, dude, that's just basically what it is. It's arbitrary. But see, that was cool then. But now where people are holding, just like the not Lyft, Uber owner put out that, how, Donald Trump is good for business, whoop-de-woo, all this type of stuff right here. And then all of a sudden, stock and Uber is going down. Everybody's going with Lyft or some other places because they was like, oh no, there are punishments for what you do. So what I'll say real quick before I end it is don't blame YouTube, blame these other cowards. It is what it is. We're going to try to work around that and work with our titles and stuff and see if that works. See if we just take out certain ancillary words or incendiary words and stuff like that. And we'll see if that works. But in the meantime, the between time, stay blessed, stay safe, stay woke. Peace. And I'm out of here.